Hello Test Dummy friends, my name is Ricky from the Test Dummies and I want to welcome you to the video of a news test mode about website creation and website design. We are now online for a while on our accounts on Facebook and Instagram and of course on our website thetestdummies.com, and many of you asked us to make also videos about our post series and we thought, why not? And here we are. Please feel free to comment, to like or to criticize if there's something we could do better on our next videos. That's all for now, let's start. The reason we chose this topic for our first video is quite simple. Not so long ago we had also to create a website for the Test Dummies and we made some, let's say, newbie mistakes at the beginning. And there's actually no reason why you guys have to make the same mistakes. That's why we don't want to present you the 1000th video about the configuration of a website. It should be more about the whole setup, the things you need and the things you don't really need, and about things you could get mad about if you don't start the right way. Especially the newbies among you will hear some words or names they maybe never heard before, but that's nothing you should be scared of. You really shouldn't run away. We will explain you everything and in the end you will see the whole thing isn't actually that difficult. Might be kinda tricky at first, but at the end of the day you'll be doing that all with closed eyes, I'm sure. So let's start with the good news. A good setup for a website doesn't really cost that much. Some bucks here and there and you're ready for action, and afterwards it just depends on you how much you want to spend for your website. You will see that there are many things where we think that there are also many free tools and software which will be really enough for your needs. At other points we made the experience that you should spend few at the beginning, not to spend much in the end. Especially at the points host and servers and template, we made the mistake to jump in every free tool we found. Free servers, the Test Dummies are with it, but in the end that's the complete opposite of free and especially of cheap, and we will tell you why. So let's start with the first thing you guys have to get yourself is a good hosting service. So many people are wondering now, what actually is a hosting service? What is that and what can they do for me? A hosting service provides you the opportunity to create a website on their server. To make it short, it's a property you will build your house on, and on the same time you caretaker if you want. Besides the classical hosting services where you can create a website with systems like WordPress or Joomla, there's a constantly growing number of hosters where you can create a website with a modular system. There you can choose between some predefined design sets, and without much effort you can create a quite simple constructed website. Certainly quite tempting for many newbies without previous knowledge, but now with some experience we would not encourage you to start with that. Reason number one, you will get there quite soon at the end of the road. Might look quite nice in the first place, but it is, and that's something you can trust me, nothing compared to what you can get for your website beyond this kind of modular systems. I don't want to let this video become a commercial guys, but if you don't believe me, you should really take a look what's available for your website on the various web design marketplaces and you will know what I mean. Templates, intro or header videos which remind more on Star Wars, assets, audio tracks for your videos and so on. If you're running something like a blog, or if you want to present videos on your website, you can even rent professional speakers from well-known commercials for your video. It's just crazy what some people are able to program and to code, and some of these things just drop out at these modular stories. The same thing holds for the important topic of plugins. Now, what are plugins? You have to imagine that plugins are something like the apps for your website. Just like the apps you have for your smartphone. There are like, I don't know, billions of plugins available which you can use to improve your website. Some of them increase the speed of your website, some of them analyze your website and your visitors in the background, some of them translate your website automatically to other languages, and some of them communicate with other websites and portals and help you to publish your content automatically in forums and other places for you. Especially for people who are running a blog or just want to get their website known quickly, this is a quite helpful tool, and in the end it's completely free. As I said, as many apps you can find in your app store, as many plugins you can get for your website, and much of that will not be available for you if you are going for the modular stuff. You have to get along with what is there, and it's just a pity. I always compare it with the new smartphone and an old Nokia or something. Of course you get your Nokia switched on very quickly and it works and it's easy to use and you can even make a call with it. But what can you do with the Nokia and what can you do with the latest iPhone? That's exactly the same story. The second reason, you might have seen in the last time many commercials on television or also online where you got told that you can create their website for free. That's also often these kind of modular stories. And you know what? More or less that's correct. You can create their website for free. But a good advice, by the way, inside as well as outside of the internet. If somebody wants to give me something for free, especially somebody who doesn't know me, and in this special case it's complete companies, why are they doing that? If they are not Santa Claus himself, what's their deal? I will tell you why, and the same thing holds also for the template. Each of these free services has also a paid service. Of course you can create there quite fast a website with a free service, but you will get to the point, and you can really bet on that, you will get to the point where you will have to upgrade to their paid service. Whether because you have only restricted space on their server and it's not enough anymore, or you want to use some of the additional functions, or quite simple, just because you want to have your own website address, or in this case your own domain. At the free service you only get a commercialized web address, which is composed to 80% of the name of the hoster. Sometimes we even saw a 10 or 12 digit number. So no matter from which site you're looking at it, even just because of aesthetical reasons, it's not really the best visit card for a website, and people will have problems to remember your website address. Especially for people who want to run a small online business, or if you just want to get found easily at Google, it's actually a no-go. And you know what? The hosters are well aware of that. They are not stupid. That's why they are doing that stuff. They will get you to upgrade on the one way or another, and guess what? What you will pay then is sometimes more than the double you would have paid in the first place for the same package if you would have signed at a classical hoster. Don't be mad at them. I'm not. That's how things roll, and that's how they make their money. I mean, they wouldn't make a cent if millions of people would create a website with their service and that's it. I mean, these guys are really not stupid. As I said, that's what happened to us, and we decided to switch on the classical hoster. The problem was the website we created until that point was ready for trash, and we had to start completely from scratch. As I said, take which hoster you want, but we can only advise you to choose a classical professional hoster. It's not just more fun, it's for sure the cheaper way in the end. There are really thousands of classical hosters you can sign. There are often some differences between the packages they offer. Some of them are really fast, some of them offer you bonus packages and credit for Yahoo and stuff. Some of them are just really cheap. You can choose which one you want. If we would have to recommend one, it would be probably the one we stayed in the end. After some errors before, and that would be SITEGROUND. SITEGROUND had some advantages on our eyes, which makes them a little bit special. This would be on the one hand the speed. SITEGROUND server is quite fast, especially if you fill your website with more and more content. You will realize that it will take steadily longer until the website has been uploaded completely. And for me personally, there's nothing which is more annoying for me if a website takes 3 days to appear completely. I don't know what you guys think. That's not a big deal at SITEGROUND. They are, I think, at 1.7 seconds. What's really quite good. Second thing, what could be quite important for the newbies among you, might be the support. There are hosters which provide a kind of support forum where you can ask and post your questions, like you might know from Facebook, for example. And then after some time you get answers from the users or sometimes from admins. It's okay, not bad. If you want to solve a problem immediately, it might not be the best way. Then there are hosters which provide a live support where you can ask them 24/7 questions about problems you have, and you get their immediate help. But many of the hosters will tell you quite friendly that they only can help you and answer to questions related only to the hosting itself. For example, how you install or activate an application or other things related to the infrastructure of your website. If you ask them things beyond that, they will tell you that they would really like to help you, but you have to look for help at another place. I mean, I'm not mad at them, I understand them also in a way, but it was nevertheless quite nice to see that the guys from SITEGROUND take their time if you're asking something, let's say, off the topic. Of course, they won't tell you if blue or red fits your website better, but to be serious again, they helped us a lot, and that's why we stayed at them. I'll post a link to SITEGROUND under the video, which you can use also to get some discount. As I said, take which one you want, but that would be our tip. If you're going for bonus packages, there would be MAXBOUNTY. They have quite a lot, and if you're looking for a cheap monthly fee, a good choice would be HOSTGATOR. They are kind of the cheapest one among the good hosters. So let's go on with the second most important, if not the most important thing on your website, and this is the template. So I hear the next question, what is a template? A template is like the design kit of your website. You can add there quite much, play with the functions, turn it upside down, do what you want. But in the end, this will be something like the frame, how your website will look in the end, and that's why it's one, if not the most important part at the setup of your website. But which template to choose? You know, I find it kind of funny if somebody here on YouTube or in the internet in general tells the people, take this template, take that template, this template is the very best. It's kind of funny because the people don't really know why you guys want to create a website and which purpose your website should have. There are really thousands of templates with thousands of different functions available, and what's good for me doesn't have to be good for you. Are you opening a blog or a small online shop or maybe a website for your small business and so on? There are really thousands of reasons for the creation of a website, and that's why one has to look very carefully which template fits the best to the purpose and the topic of the website. There are always live previews of every template where you can see what the template can, how it looks and which functions it has. And the only one who should decide which template to choose are you. Period. But there is indeed a point that you should take really care of. There are well programmed and really bad programmed templates. There are templates which run smooth and correct without any problem. And there are templates, and I can tell you from my own experience, which will just make you mad every single day because they are coded very, very bad. You will see that there will occur that much errors in the backend of the website, which have to get fixed and will occur again and again. And you will spend more time on fixing the problems than on designing your website. Okay, I hear the next question. Where should you guys know if you got a nice working template or if it's just crap? My personal experience, you guys shouldn't get a free template. That's not gonna work. Templates are not expensive. Often you get even discounts for them online. And for that the template is such important for your website, you should take this 30-40 bucks into your calculation. That's really not only something we experienced, it's also something many people reported us, and so you shouldn't really try it out. Because it's the same game like at the hosting service. At the beginning we took a free template, and then we came quite quickly at the point that some important functions were only available in the Pro version. So we upgraded, and in the end, you know what happened, we had still only crap. And what made us mad besides that was the fact that we paid almost the double than what we would have paid for a good template in the first place. Give me a second. Yes, almost the double. And that's again nothing what happens by accident. There's no web designer on the whole planet which is working for a month at the coding of the template just to give it for free afterwards. I mean, that's also not hard to understand. I'm really asking myself why we didn't get it these days. Of course, they all should get paid for their work, there's no question about that. What I personally don't appreciate is to take the double of the price of a good template just because they know that the user is at the point where he or she doesn't want to start from scratch with a new template, and in the end pays the price. Some people will say, hey, that's smart. I don't think that that's really fair. We paid, and in the end we had still nothing but trouble. So you guys should learn from this lesson. Don't go the free way. You want a nice website, you want to have fun creating it, and that's something what will take the fun. If the template would cost $500, I would think about it myself, but this stuff cost one time 30-40 bucks, and even that is nothing compared to what we paid in the end for our free template. You know, we all want to save money where we can, but as I said, in the end, it's the opposite of saving money. You will pay additional, and it's enough if we did that. You guys don't have to make the same mistake. We all want fun creating our website, and these are amounts which you pay one time and which are a really good investment in your website. As I said, this is not a sales video. Do what you want. But if you're not after stress and trouble, take that advice and you will have much more time on important things. As I said, the template have to fit to your website's purpose, and much more important, you have to like it. One thing which is very important nowadays, you'll need a template with responsive design. Now what does that mean? That means nothing less that your template will adapt automatically to the size of the user's device. In this case, whether on the desktop, the tablet, or on a smartphone. Now, some of you will say, hey, that's not a big deal. Then I will tell you, it actually is, if you get yourself a crap template like the test dummies did at the beginning. And then this will happen what we described before with trouble and stress, and I can tell you that with nerves. You got a quite good looking website on the desktop. On your smartphone, your website looks like somebody raped it. Was also a reason why we upgraded to the Pro version. It didn't really help us because the template, or the creators of the template, gave us instructions how to adapt our website to the 4 billions of different device sizes manually. Any questions? So again, don't go for that. The whole thing can be that much fun if things like these don't happen to you. And that's why you guys should be smarter than us at the beginning. If there's a template which you can use for many different purposes, then there's a template called BeTheme. That's something like a template package where you can choose between completely different design kits. It has also an on menu where you can adapt and edit quite easily inside the template. For everybody who's not sure which template to choose, or if you just want to change the design of your website from time to time without buying a complete new template, this might be a quite good choice. Has I think like 300 different designs to choose and is quite high quality. I think if you got that, you can relax for the next couple of years. I put the link to the BeTheme under the video and you can take a look if you like it. So at the third point we come slowly to the fun part, the gimmicks. The whole fun stuff which you can get for your website on the various marketplaces. For me personally, the video stuff is really my favorite. By the way, marketplaces. Some of you cracks will laugh at me now, but for a long time I didn't even know that places like this even exist. But these whole intro videos you see, for example, at the beginning of YouTube videos, like for example at the beginning of this, or just animations for the head area of your website are available for everybody for some bucks on these marketplaces. I really like it. I mean, I was thinking for a long time that all these people are creating these things on their own and that I'm the only idiot who still doesn't get it how to do it. But as I said, you can get all that stuff on these marketplaces. There you can get also your templates from. Works like an eBay for websites in a way. Hundreds of web designers and of course also companies are selling their so-called digital assets. Everything you can use for your digital purposes, also for social media for example. You can get there really stunning stuff. As I said, my personal favorite are the videos. If you want to present your website, or if you want to announce something, or if you only want to have a cool animation in the header of your website, there you can get it from. I personally can't get enough from that stuff. I always thought people have to pay expensive agencies for things like this. I'll put some links to the biggest marketplaces under the video, especially at ENVATO. You can find things. Hey, take a look yourself. A big topic online are pictures and images. Doesn't sound very spectacular, but on a social media account it might be possible not to stick to the rules completely. But on a website that's a complete different deal, and you should take it really serious from the beginning. Because no matter what you're doing on your website, what you publish or what you present, it's always good to combine that with a good picture. Doesn't only look good, it also provides the right information to your visitor and arouses interest. The problem here is you can't just pull every image you like from a search at Google on your website. There are really bad people who only search the whole internet for people who use licensed images, and they will sue you for this. So be careful at this point. There are some portals which you will have to pay for the download of their images, but I put some links to free portals under the video where you can find really good pictures for your website. Same thing, image editor software. If you want to edit an image or just want to put some text on it, whatever, for that you can use Adobe's monster software Photoshop. We all know it's super program, really the best you can find. The problem is it costs a bunch of money, and we all want to spend our budget more for a good hoster and a good template. And so a really good alternative is GIMP. It's maybe not completely the same, and the real big graphic stuff might be too much for GIMP, but on the other hand it's free, and in our eyes it's really enough for your purposes. You can really do much with it, and that's why you don't have to spend money on buying Photoshop if you can have its little brother for free. I put the link to download GIMP under the video. Slowly we come to the end. A real important thing you should get is a caching plugin. Caching what? Okay, I will tell you. At the point of the hosting service, we talked about the time your website needs to completely approach. No matter how stunning your website is designed, if it takes 30 seconds to upload, the half of your visitors have dropped already. And when your website is filled with much stuff, it will take longer and longer to upload. Not a big factor at SITEGROUND. At other hosters it could be a problem which you have to fix. And for that people created a real cool tool, the cache. That means, simply said, that your visitor is not gonna see your real website. He or she will only see a saved copy from it. Has the advantage that this copy has only to get uploaded without much communication, and that increases the speed of the whole thing enormously. Usually the server of your website would have to calculate every request from the start and would have to communicate with the device of the visitor. On this way, a saved copy of your website, which of course looks completely the same, is only sent to the other device, and that's it. I like it, to be honest. I also didn't have a clue of this all before, but you really should use that. There are different ways to install that on your website. The most direct way is to use the caching software of your hoster, if they provide that. Again, a point for SITEGROUND, they have their own super cacher. If you sign at another hoster, you can install it in WordPress, the plugin WP3 Cache. It's for free, it's working, and that's actually all you need. There are caching plugins which you will have to pay for, but here the free plugin is actually really enough for your purposes. The only thing you will have to care for is you should only run one caching software, not many at the same time. We did that because we couldn't get enough and the result was chaos. So you should take the plugin of your hoster, if not the free plugin in WordPress, but not both at the same time. Then you are on the right way. The last point, and that's almost the most important, creating an own website is really much fun. Not just that you can be creative and do things your own way, you also learn many cool stuff, and you'll find many things for your website you didn't even know they would exist. And you will realize that you are actually not that stupid as you always thought you are. There are again so many great things to get for a website, and you won't know which to get first. Another truth is, some things won't work at the beginning like they are supposed to. Some things will make you mad because you don't understand why they don't work. And that's a point where many people start to lose fun and surrender because they think this all is a nerd thing and they won't get it. And that's exactly what you shouldn't do. Trust me, many things which are completely new for you at the beginning and which you might not understand in the first place will be old stories for you after some time. And for that you really don't have to be a nerd or professional programmer. You will understand everything more and more, and after some time you will do these things with closed eyes. Just keep going, even if things don't work immediately as they should and some things might make you mad. They will work at the second or third try. And you will see in the end this whole thing is really not that hard as you always thought. And you will have fun with it, to have an own small place in the net and to be creative whenever you want, to discover new things and to communicate with your visitors. That was our video for our test mode about website creation and website design. We hope you liked it. As I said, leave a comment, criticize or give us a like, and for now, see you next time.